Your brain is not on your side. That sounds uncomfortable, but stay with me. Every time you sit down to do something important, your mind quietly pulls you away. You open your phone without thinking. You jump between tabs. You suddenly remember something random that feels urgent. You call it distraction. You blame yourself. You think you lack discipline. But what if the problem isn't you? What if your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do, and that design is now working against you? Your brain was never built for focus. It was built for survival. 200,000 years ago, deep focus was dangerous. A human who stayed locked onto one task for too long didn't survive. While one person concentrated on sharpening a tool, another noticed a sound in the bushes and lived. The distracted ones passed on their genes. That means you are the descendant of people whose brains constantly scanned the environment, jumped at every movement, and reacted to anything new. Distraction wasn't a flaw. It was protection. Fast forward to today. That same survival system is still running, but the environment has changed. Instead of predators, your brain reacts to notifications. Instead of danger, it reacts to headlines. Instead of survival threats, it reacts to boredom. And your brain treats boredom like danger. That's why silence feels uncomfortable. That's why doing one thing feels heavy. That's why your mind looks for escape the moment stimulation drops. Your brain is not trying to ruin your life. It's trying to keep you alive in a world that no longer exists. There's something else working against you: novelty. Your brain is addicted to new information. Every new thing releases dopamine, not because it's useful, but because it might be important. In the wild, new information meant water, food, or threat. Today, it means a notification you won't remember tomorrow. This is why you can spend hours scrolling and still feel empty. You're not relaxing. You're hunting. Your brain is constantly asking, what's next? What's new? What might matter? You think you're choosing distraction. Your brain thinks it's doing its job. Now think about what actually happens when you try to focus. You sit down. You open your laptop. And within seconds, your mind starts negotiating. I'll just check one thing. I deserve a break. This isn't urgent. That voice feels like you. It isn't. It's your brain trying to pull you back toward comfort. And the more important the task is, the louder that voice becomes. And here's the most dangerous part: attention residue. There's no such thing as a quick check. Every time you switch tasks, part of your brain stays behind. When you check a message while working, your full attention doesn't come back immediately. It lingers. It fragments. Studies show it can take over 20 minutes to fully regain deep focus after a single distraction. If you check your phone every 15 minutes, you are never fully focused. Not once. That's why your work feels harder than it should. That's why your energy drains so fast. That's why your potential feels locked behind fog. You're not lazy. You're mentally divided. Look at modern life. People have more tools, more access, and more information than ever before. Yet focus is collapsing. Not because people became weaker, but because the environment became louder. Your brain never evolved to process thousands of signals a day. It evolved to notice one sound in the forest. When everything demands attention, nothing gets it. Most people think the opposite of distraction is focus. It's not. The opposite of distraction is intention. Highly disciplined people are not immune to distraction. They simply stopped trusting their brain. They don't rely on willpower. They design their environment. They remove triggers. They limit choices. They reduce novelty. Because fighting your brain head-on is a losing battle. You cannot out-discipline biology, but you can out-engineer it. When you control your environment, your brain calms down. When there's nothing to scan, nothing to react to, nothing screaming for attention, focus appears naturally. Not because you forced it, but because you stopped fighting yourself. Here's the quiet truth most people never realize. Your brain is not your enemy, but it is not your ally either. It's a tool shaped by evolution, running outdated software. Once you understand that, everything changes. You stop hating yourself for being distracted. You stop chasing motivation. You start designing systems that work with your nature instead of against it. And that's when progress becomes predictable. If this helped you understand your mind, subscribe the channel for more such videos.